You're watching 13 News at 6, and we begin tonight with this. The scene where a 6-year-old boy was injured and then hospitalized after he was hit by a car.
That crash happened just one day after safety improvements were set to go up at that very intersection along the Monon Trail.
As our Jenna Webster now explains tonight, neighbors already had concerns about that area, about that intersection before this crash.
A line of cars is driving through the Monon Trail crossing on 46th Street when the crash happens Monday morning. A 6-year-old boy darts out from the trail on his scooter. Neither he nor the white car appeared to stop.
It was going about 15, 20 miles an hour. He went up onto the top of the hood and then came back down.
He ended up in the hospital.
Thanks.
Bikers, walkers, and neighbors have concerns about this crossing. Most of those concerns before only based on near misses.
Because of the curve, you can't see when a car is approaching and how fast they're going. And I can't imagine what it's like having to cross with your kids or pets or strollers and trying to make sure everybody gets across this intersection safely.
Now, just the day before this crash, Central Indiana Cycling installed these barriers as part of a tactical urbanism project, hoping to slow traffic down and make this intersection safer.
It definitely shows that it wasn't safe enough yesterday.
But Anthony Shirola says the project wasn't installed as originally planned. The city worked with them to modify it because of an emergency sewer repair. Then Monday morning, Shirola says the private contractors moved the barriers to the side.
I don't know that the construction itself caused the crash, but they didn't stop in time for the child doing a child thing, making a decision that might not have been the best time to cross.
The city's Vision Zero administrator says the crash was not the result of or related to the construction or tactical urbanism project. In this case, the driver was well below the speed limit, proving the project's need to slow traffic.
Every mile over that per hour increases your likelihood of sustaining life-altering injuries or dying if you're hit by a car.
One idea to slow drivers: raised crosswalks or permanent barriers after this project ends. Small changes that could be life-saving. In Indianapolis, Jenna Webster, 13 News.
This is the 5th person hit this year at a Monon Trail intersection. Jenna asked the city if they've ever considered changing the flashing lights from yellow to red like a stop sign at crossings. They tell her that the current layout at 46th Street does not require it.
Central Indiana Cycling, meantime, tells us that they hope that this project can help improve the area like other projects. So we want to show you, this is near the Monon Trail crossing. This is a little further north of where that accident was. This is at 52nd Street. The group says they saw a drop in people speeding in just the 3 months that the project was installed last September. They also say more drivers stopped to yield to people who were crossing on the Monon Trail. Right now, the city is accepting applications for its next round of tactical urbanism projects. If you have an area that you think could benefit from this, we want to make sure you're aware, apply. The deadline to do that is September 25th.
Tonight at 6, a local lawmaker is now calling on Indiana to immediately pause Medicaid waiver denials.
Her demand comes as a direct response to a 13 Investigates report that Sierra Putman put out just last week. And Sierra, in that report, joining us here live in studio, you revealed the cuts to care that are facing families that have members that have certain disabilities.
And today I sat down with State Representative Robin Shackelford. She had no idea that thousands of Hoosiers with special needs were at risk at losing critical therapies and supports until she saw my story. So last week, I introduced you to 2 families with loved ones in the Medicaid waiver program. It helps both adults and kids with special needs live productive and fulfilling lives at home. I discovered new state assessments were just rolled out this year, and they resulted in a spike in denials. In total, nearly 2,500 people were denied or have a denial under review. Families and advocates believe the assessments are kicking out people who should be eligible for the program. And that's why State Rep Shackelford is calling on FSSA, Indiana's Family and Social Services Administration, to do 3 things. Pause denials and reductions in services, audit the new assessment tools used to determine if someone qualifies, and be more transparent about the appeals process.
This is not a political issue. When I saw the article, I didn't know that FSSA was doing this. So I don't think all of our legislators actually know that people with disabilities are getting kicked off the program and how they're getting kicked off the program and why they're getting kicked off.
So when she sat down to me, she's also asking families to reach out to their lawmakers so more of her colleagues understand what's happening. Shackelford also sits on the Medicaid Advisory Committee, which meets next week, and she plans to ask FSSA about the issues at that meeting.
All the more reason you would think she would even be aware of this, you know? Sierra, you're doing exactly what journalism is meant to do, expose the issues so that we can help get care for the underserved. Good job. Stay on top of it.
Thank you. And thank you to the families who keep reaching out to me and letting us know what's happening so we can do this reporting.
Yeah, that's important, Sierra. Thank you.
Sierra with 13 Investigates. We've been following the changes to Medicaid on our political streaming show, which is called Crossroads Politics. It's available right now on our free WTHR streaming app. Angela?
Scott, plenty of sunshine today. As expected, a warm Tuesday across central Indiana. We'll take you to Morris Reservoir in Hamilton County, where the skies are clear. Temperatures right now in the upper 70s and low 80s. This is a view also in Hamilton County and Carmel. In Indianapolis, we've gone up a degree. We're at 84, 79 in Frankfort, 79 in Crawfordsville, 82 degrees in Columbus. Victory Field, the place to be for dollar menu night. That's a 6:35 first pitch. Evening temperatures in the low 80s. Everyone will drop through the 70s once the sun goes down. Overnight temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. Another warm one tomorrow as we forecast highs in the mid 80s on Wednesday. I am looking ahead to some rain chances in the 7-day in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, we'll get back to you shortly. A newborn baby abandoned along a wooded trail on the far east side of our city eventually led police to a man who allegedly fathered that child with a 15-year-old girl.
Rich Nye takes us to the courtroom this afternoon where that man is now facing a felony charge.
We will show Mr. Pierre present in the custody of the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
21-year-old Hernsley Pierre is charged with sexual misconduct with a minor. He allegedly began a sexual relationship in January with a then 15-year-old girl who lived at the same apartment complex. An infant girl was found July 24th, not far away, along a wooded trail on the far east side. The baby was covered in afterbirth blood, but in stable condition. Video evidence led police to the girl that Pierre was allegedly having sex with. But she told police Pierre never knew she was pregnant and was not there when she gave birth. The magistrate set bond at $16,000 cash with home detention GPS monitoring if he posts bail. Pierre told the judge he is not a U.S. citizen. And the judge then explained to him that if convicted, he could face deportation. Pierre's jury trial is scheduled for October. In Indianapolis, Rich Knight, 13 News.